Okay, so hi. But I'm excited. A couple months ago, was it a couple months ago? Actually, it was probably longer than that. It was probably like last November. During one of my meditations, I was shown, everyone's going to see this differently. First of all, I don't know if you guys have heard this theory, but not a theory. It's honestly what a lot of people who've gone through their spiritual leveling ups have been shown, or what they've seen. And it's so many have seen the same thing that it's kind of hard to deny. Anyways, you are your higher self, okay? Your soul, your source energy, whatever you want to call it, is basically like a giant glowing ball of light, right? It's just this huge thing. But for me, I have to visualize it in human shape because it helps me connect this avatar to it. So I do that. I imagine it's a giant being of light. But when I was meditating, I didn't actually have this concept in my head. This concept came to me while I was meditating. And I actually kind of it was weird. It started in my third eye, like I was going up the spirals, almost like I was traveling up my own chakras because I went through all the colors. And then when I got to the end of the tunnel, maybe this is where wormhole ideas came from. Anyways, when I got to the end of the tunnel, I kind of zoomed out into this empty nothingness. And then I got to really truly, that was one of the first times I really truly connected to my higher self and completely harmonized energetic level. It was intense. It was awesome though, right? It was exciting. So, but then while I was up there in that area, I could see below, that because I had made my visualization of my higher self a person, I could see there was different nodes in the body of the person. And in one of the nodes was Earth. I was literally projecting, creating it inside of myself. And that's actually a concept that many people will tell you is the case. If you listen to Bashar, Abraham Hicks, Dolores Cannon, we're projecting this entire experience around us. Everything is a projection from our higher selves. It's not that it doesn't really exist, it's not the energies aren't real. Everything is real. It's just we're making it into what we know, what we see, what we understand, what we perceive right here, right now. And it's interesting. I'm slowly starting to put the pieces together. They're not all quite there yet. It's a remembering. But I'm starting to see the connections, how the energies projected from other source energies, other higher selves, are there's layers, right? I want to say that there's layers within layers of the projection within yourself, because some of the projection are coming from other source energies, right? They're projecting pieces of themselves, almost like an echo of themselves into your world that you created, and you're allowing them to do that. And that's the crazy part, is you're allowing them in. That's why you only see people that you're resonating with, that you want to see, or that you've been thinking of, not that you necessarily want to, the ones you're focusing your energy on. You can really not want something, but if you're focusing on what you not want, it's usually going to happen because it's in your mind. Because you're focusing on it, you're allowing it in. So then you create it. So when I was walking today, this is why I'm excited, because I've been trying to integrate that concept for a really long time. And when I integrate concepts, I tend to focus on the visual I have, but I focus on the feeling it gives me bodily, energetically, and emotionally. And I focus on all those aspects, right? The vision, the emotions, the physical feeling. It's kind of exciting. And then there's an energetic feeling. The energetic feeling is like the humming, like the buzzing sensation you kind of get in your body. Some people will notice it like goosebumps, or you'll actually feel your hands vibrating. My one daughter, she always kept saying to me, "Mom, I feel like I'm, what did she always tell me? Oh, she thought she was actually physically pulsing. She felt like she was actually shaking. But it was just her energy. She actually, because she's like, "Mom, can't you see it? Can't you see it?" And I'd look at her and she was stock still. Nothing was going on. But she could feel her energy so strongly. She thought her whole entire body was shaking. So it's kind of cool when you realize what's going on. And yes, she was perfectly healthy. She had been eating. She wasn't low on sugar. She wasn't sick. Okay. She was perfectly healthy. Actually, she's my healthiest one. She eats the best as far as balanced diet goes. The other two, how many noodles can a kid eat? Anyways, when I was walking today, I finally feel like I'm starting to integrate the concept, because while I was walking, I saw in my mind's eye, I don't know if you guys can do this when you're walking. This is something I've always been able to do. Maybe it's why I'm never on Earth. But anyways, so in my mind's eye, I felt, it's kind of a weird thing. Like I felt, is that a thing? Felt? We don't have a word for it. But I felt myself, my higher self, my source self. And I could see the earth, and I could see the connection I had to this avatar on earth from my higher self. But at the same time, I could feel the connection in this body to the higher self. If you can integrate this concept, or even just pretend that it's real, like have a, like a fantasy, like a role play, even if you just want to role play it, I think this is actually a really cool concept for helping those of us like myself, because it was probably about 1.5 years ago, I had pretty bad agoraphobia, on top of other things like OCD, CPTSD, ADHD, autism, it's a bucket full of whatever labels and misinterpretations. But anyway, so I'm a lot different now than when I was then. But I think if I'd been able to do this, it might have helped me a lot. When I'm walking, I was imagining that, right? Imagining that this entire planet is something I've created inside of myself. And I am tethered to it by this avatar, right? This body right here that I'm in right now it is so powerful, because I've created, yes, I have to follow the rules, like the laws of the universe sort of thing, right? While I'm in here, because it's like a game. There's certain rules that do apply, like physics, mathematical equations sort of thing. I'm not talking rules like moral things that we've made up in society. I'm talking, things that we know, if you do this, that happens, right? Like if I throw a ball up, it comes down. Unless I can find a way to stop it. Which brings me back to the power of understanding that you are projecting this entire world with inside of your source energy, with inside of you. It's inside of you. Everything's inside of you. It's crazy though, right? But it gives you the power to understand that anything you meet along your way, in your day, in your life, is something that you're allowing in your project. That gives you the power to choose how to end it, how to remove it, how to leave it behind. And that's your choice, because it's all yours. It sounds egotistical, but it's not in the sense that you're doing this because of seeking power trips, or you're doing this to understand that you've created this entire existence to have an experience, to learn, to grow, to become more. And I think for many of us, especially those of us who are coming from pretty dark places, we're not going to appreciate this in a false way. It's going to feel like relief. Do you know what I mean? It's going to feel like, oh, thank fucking God. I am not a victim. I have complete and utter control over all of everything around me. And it's all working for me, because I am the source of the energy. I am everything. Thank fucking God. Wait, I am God. I mean, if it's my planet, if I made it, it's inside my body. That makes me the God, right? And then it's just, yeah, it was an awesome morning walk when I just kind of held the image in my head, and I just kept focusing on it and focusing on the feeling of it. It was a lot of fun. If nothing else, it's a really fun concept to practice, even if you just do it mentally for yourself, to kind of boost your confidence level, or to boost your self-esteem, or to help relieve anxiety and fear. Right? Fear. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Goodbye.